Here's how I got a 760 on the GMAT and how you can too. The first thing I did and the first thing you'll need to do is learn the basic content of the exam. You're probably going to be going back in time, so to speak, with a lot of this material, things like basic algebra, basic arithmetic, basic word problems, and basic reading comprehension. The good news is, despite how long it's been since you've done an exponents problem, at some point you were awesome at exponents questions. And if you never had great math instruction and you never felt great at exponents, this is a great opportunity to get the right resources and get to the next level now. For example, I never learned how to do long subtraction, and there's no calculator on the GMAT, so I went on Khan Academy as a 20-something and very humbly relearned the third grade level Khan Academy material on how to do long subtraction, and that was an interesting moment of life, but paid off. If you want a super in-depth treatment of what resources I recommend and how long they're going to take, check out the first two episodes of our podcast. The first one is called How to Start Your GMAT Studies, and I'll walk you through all the options you have for content providers. And the second one is called How Long Will It Take Me to Reach My Goal Score and Can I Accelerate My Progress? And I'll tell you how long each one's probably going to take on average and how that affects your budgeting. If you need help picking a content provider, just shoot us a DM and we'll be happy to help. The second thing that you really need to know to make sure that you're going to do well on the test once you know the content is you need to understand the way the scoring algorithm is different than other tests. Now, there's actually a lot of misinformation out there about this. It's a really difficult thing to navigate as a student, and so I made a completely free video for all of you that will teach you exactly how you want to think about the GMAT differently from other tests. It's in webinar form and it's called How to Reach Your Dream GMAT Score in Half the Normal Time. That link is in our bio. There's no obligation. It's totally free. I strongly recommend you watch that so that you can learn this is a different game than what you're used to playing. Now, there is an email opt-in to get access to that because I've paired it with an email course to reinforce some of those concepts. And that's because for most people, they need to have those concepts reinforced multiple times for it to really stick. And that's my goal for you, is to actually teach you this stuff in a way that you will learn it and internalize it and get credit for it on actual testing. If you don't want to opt in for the webinar, that's totally fine. You're welcome to do your own research elsewhere on the internet. So recap, got to learn the content, got to understand the way the test is scored. So first thing I did and first thing you'll need to do as well is learn the actual material. Second thing I did and second thing you'll need to do is learn how the test is scored differently than other exams. That's what was really missing for me back in the day, and it cost me 6 months of life that I'm never going to get back. So let my pain and suffering and anguish be something that actually helps you progress faster. The third key to my success is I leveraged the official guide for GMAT review really heavily and the MBA.com official practice exams. That's the only source of real retired GMAT questions that have a very unique and special flavor that other third-party providers just really can't replicate. They can't afford to because GMAT, the company that produces the exam, spends thousands of dollars developing every single question. And that would put most test prep providers out of business. And same thing with the practice test from MBA.com. Those use real retired GMAT questions and the real scoring algorithm that you'll be facing on test day. If you do a great job building your content, if you do a great job building a strategy around how the algorithm works, and you use official resources and you use them well, then there's no limit to what you can achieve in terms of your score. In order to fully leverage those official guide resources, you're going to want a really robust review process. Make sure you check out our podcast episodes on GMAT Verbal, GMAT Quant, and each of the individual question types to make sure your review process is on point. If there's anything else we can do to help you out, reach out anytime.